Good morning. Taking a little road trip today. A little road trip to maybe our new home. Yes, we are going to attempt to buy a new RV and start RV life again. We at one point in time earlier this year, we were RVers, full-timers, and now we're gonna dive back into that world if they'll let us. Do you think they will?
Yes.
I'm not really sure. I'm really nervous about it, but I'm hoping that everything goes really smooth and we get to drive out of here in a few hours with our new home.
Very exciting. So there she is, huh? Dessert. What do you think, buddy?
I think I want it.
You want it? We're at the negotiating table. Dun dun dun. All right, so we're at the LIV International RV dealership. We actually had one built to our specifications, and to be honest with you, we weren't sure if we were going to qualify or not. I think we might. Right now we're in negotiations for like the interest rate and all that stuff, so not the most exciting day, but it was exciting to see the RV. Is it to our standards? Some things are, and some things aren't, but that's the way it goes. So we've officially purchased the new RV. Excited, huh?
I'm excited.
Yep, me too.
But I'm just filled with excitement, anxiety, and stress. This process of starting this new journey is just absolutely terrifying. But it reminds me that, you know, you gotta take these risks, you gotta take these jumps, and sometimes it's scary, sometimes it's gut-wrenching, sometimes it's just, you don't know how it's gonna work out, and this feels really good. This feels like we're making a good decision, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to show you, you know, what the new RV looks like and how we're gonna outfit it and what we're gonna do with it, what adventures we're gonna be able to take it, you know, take it places, and also, you know, what kind of home it's gonna be for the next however long. And these are the moments in your life that you can look back and go, that was a hell of a decision. Good or bad or great. And I think if you can kind of see the optimistic and know that the road is going to be pretty rough until it smooths out, but that's part of the journey, that's part of the fun. And I just got to keep telling myself that, because right now, a bit nervous, to tell you the truth. We've been delayed.
You do the seal test on it right now, and I can stick my finger in it. That's not sealed.
All right, so we're gonna be leaving the RV because they're gonna be replacing the door. There were some issues with the locking mechanism and sealing it, so we're not in a huge hurry to get it on the road. So they're gonna repair it, and we'll go from there. Not a big deal. welcome to our new home. So this is a 2025 Bunkhouse 210 LIV International RV. This is our new home. This is our new adventure rig, and we're super excited about it. It's brand new, it smells new, and it's got this awkward feeling that like our old RV just didn't have. It's like ready for adventure. The other one was like ready to break. This one feels rugged and strong. I don't know what to say. So you might be wondering, like, why did we pick a brand that literally no one has heard of? Well, we heard about it because our previous RV had a water leak, and I started doing research on rigs that were just really rugged, things that were not gonna rot, things that didn't contain wood or cheap materials. We wanted like a different option. We could have chose things like an Oliver, we could have chose an Airstream, we could have chosen a Bear RV. There was a lot of different options when it comes to like fiberglass or aluminum sided trailers, even things like ATC. We looked at all those options, but one thing that really made the difference with LIV, not only the price, but also it's incredibly light. Like, they're only 2,600 pounds, completely dry. Now, we haven't shoved all our stuff in it yet to really weigh it down, but the initial product is super light, and we really like that idea, and we really like the idea that if we did have some water intrusion, that nothing inside is gonna go bad. Anyway, so I wanted to give you a full breakdown, a full tour, and give you an idea of what a LIV International RV actually looks like from the exterior features and also the interior features. Now keep in mind, we had this thing custom ordered. There's certain features that when we're living on the road, especially in an RV, that we want something a little bit more rugged, something we can take some unique places, and some of the homier features are just not in it. It's just not available. It's built to somewhat go off-road. It's built to somewhat fend off some of the elements, and it definitely has that raw, rough feel to it. Now, this company is only 4 years old, so it was a big swing for us. We took a big gamble on this particular RV company because it is very new. It is some quirks. There are some things that are probably not the nicest features in the world, and it probably isn't the right RV for most people. But for a couple of youngsters, and with a 5-year-old, this RV made complete sense to us. But it also fit in our budget, and that was one of the big things that we had to keep in mind. Sure, we could have went out and bought a $160,000 Airstream that fit all our needs, but unfortunately we would need a bigger vehicle, we would need another job, and YouTube would have to start paying us more money. But this fit in our budget. So let's take a look at the exterior of the RV. Alright, so at the front of the rig, we've got a 2-inch hitch. We have a 2-inch hitch, we have a power jack that's got a manual override. We've got 2 5-gallon propane tanks, and you might be thinking 5 gallons versus 7 gallons. Well, the 5-gallon propane tanks are gonna be just plenty enough, and there's gonna be some certain features inside of the RV, which I will go over, that will make total sense why we have a smaller amount of propane. 1 lead acid battery, that's our house battery, which again, we'll be going over some details inside the RV. That's gonna make more sense why we only have 1 lead acid battery and not 2 or even lithium batteries. Okay, moving around to the driver's side, front end of the RV, we do have a giant storage compartment that actually goes all the way through. It sits underneath our queen size bed, and it's got these little fancy little latches I don't know how to use yet. That opens up, and it's a complete pass-through, which is absolutely one of those things that we didn't really think we were gonna need, but it's definitely handy. It's got a ton of room in it. Now, moving over just to the kind of the middle portion of the RV, we do have an outdoor shower. We've got the drain valves underneath it. So one of the features that we decided to upgrade with the RV was we added the off-road package. And then essentially what it did was it flipped the axles to give it some more height on the actual rig. And then we added some much larger, beefier tires, and we upgraded the rims to 15-inch rims. We've got our 30-amp hookup, the cord comes out of it. We've got a freshwater actual fill valve. We've got a powered light. We've got our TV cable, and then we've got our emergency window for Chase's bottom bunk. Moving to the rear of the trailer, this is all where our sewer connections are gonna be hooked up at. We've got our gray tank on the left, our black tank on the right, our Valterra valve there, and probably one of the things that I really enjoy about this RV is the dumping process is going to be relatively easy. And the reason why I say that is because our previous RV was mislabeled. And this RV, one, you can see the piping and you know that the gray water tank is going to be much smaller, the black water tank is going to be much larger, but also it's a little detail that really matters when it comes to RVing, especially if you're in a long line of people trying to dump their RVs on a busy weekend. The valves are actually painted the right color. This one's gray for your gray tank, and this one's black for your black tank. It's just, you know, it's a mental note so that you don't make those mistakes while you got a line of cars and you dump shit everywhere. Because I've done it and it's not fun. So one of the things that we upgraded was the off-road package, which also included a spare tire, which I think is super important. We actually carried 2 spare tires in our last RV, and I think this is going to be sufficient. It's bolted right here on the rear axle, which is just a peace of mind. Now, an additional feature that we added we thought was super important, but not necessary. It was one of those things that we added on aftermarket with our previous RV, and we just had them install it right there at the factory, which is this little camera thing. That's a backup camera and also a camera to actually see what's behind you when you're driving down the road. And I'm a big fan of seeing what's behind me to be able to make those safe lane changes, and it's kind of a peace of mind, especially when Caitlin's back here backing me up, that I can see what she's seeing, because oftentimes the communication can get kind of jumbled and stressful. So one of the features that I didn't really understand and or think we were gonna get, but we got a power step. And as you see Caitlin, she's gonna be shutting the door here shortly. The thing comes up automatically. The one thing I probably don't like about it is this annoying alarm, which I guess is important to let you know that, you know, hey, ding dong, the step's going out or it's coming in. Please don't step out until it's all the way out. Probably a safety feature. So one of the features that it just comes with the RV is the powered awning. I never thought I'd really want a powered awning, but after our previous RV, we didn't use the awning because it was not powered and it was a constant pain in the butt to get in and out. And this one is just, you hit a switch and it starts coming out. Now you do have to keep in mind that this thing is not gonna last in the weather. If there's any type of wind or any type of weather at all, heavy rain, you need to just bring it in and keep that in mind. But it's a nice feature that I think we're gonna use a lot. I know RV tours are, well, they're fun if you're looking to buy one of these rigs, but it's one of those things that I don't really enjoy doing. I mean, we've toured this thing like 15 times, so let's take you inside the RV and show you all the cool interior features. Woo, hot out there. So, one of the things that we chose was the 21-foot bunkhouse, and part of that was the queen bed is in the front, but you don't have that walk around queen bed. It's not that big of a deal for us. We're young, we can crawl over the top of each other, and we're not, you know, it's not that big of a deal. But to the front of the RV, we've got a big nice locker. It's got a hanging locker. It's got, you know, you can hang your clothes, and it's really deep. It's about 2/3 the size of the queen bed. You got some outlets underneath here. You've got your queen bed. You've got 2 lockers up above. And one of the coolest features that I think in this RV is literally these lights. These lights are just push button. There's no master switch, so if you need a light and you're in the back of the RV, you can turn it on, which is, I think, a great feature. Underneath the queen bed is you have storage. Underneath it, it goes almost the entire width of the actual queen bed. And then underneath that Underneath the actual bed and the storage compartment is our air conditioner. As you notice in the top of the RV, there's no air conditioner sitting on top weighing that thing down, and there's not an additional hole to get water inside the RV. It's called an under bunk air conditioner, and also a dehumidifier, which I thought was really, really important, especially as we travel full time in this thing. You know, we're actually living in it. Also comes with a TV, which was an extra upgrade. We thought it was necessary just to have the TV installed from the factory. It's one of those things that I didn't want to deal with. Could we have done it ourselves? Sure. But then it would have been pre-wired, and that would have been just an absolute nightmare. Moving over to the dinette. This dinette actually folds into another bed. One of the things that in our previous RV, we had a rear slide. And when we were about to boondock or come into camp, setting up was an absolute nightmare. This rig is completely just pull in, get it level, undo the table, and you're set. You're ready to start living. You're just ready to start having that adventure. You've got two nice cabinets underneath, or you have two nice locker cabinets, maybe, you know, cabinets for dishes, that kind of thing, cups. This is one of the storages that I kind of like. This is something where you can kind of just throw stuff. I don't know if it's going to be our junk locker or what, but it's one of those features that I think is kind of cool. Moving into the kitchen, we've got a convection microwave oven. It's one of those features that this RV just did not come with, was a full-blown oven. We didn't think it was necessary. It was one of those things that when we looked at our previous RV, we didn't use a ton, and as long as we had a convection oven, Caitlin's going to be able to figure that out. Apparently you can make pizza and cake and spaghetti in it. I don't know. We made popcorn in it last night. Worked great. We've got a 2-burner stove, which is, you know, initially we thought wasn't going to be enough, but as we looked at our previous RV, the little stove that I had, you couldn't use all 3 burners anyway. So this actually is a very functional type stovetop, propane stovetop. And then we've got a regular sink and some little bit of counter space, and also some storage underneath here for, you know, utensils and cookware. Underneath the actual kitchenette is our electric heater. So the electric heater is one of those things that we used all the time when we've been RVing full time, and it was one of those things that this is only electric and it doesn't run off any propane. And we realized that in our previous RV, when we did turn on the propane heater, we burned through propane in about a 1 tank a night, which can be really costly. So it's more energy efficient to just get out the gas generator or even plug in the solar generator to be able to power the electric heater, which we thought was a cool feature, that we don't have this little portable heater that can tip over and cause somewhat of a fire damage, or cause like a fire hazard. So this is our like electrical panel area. This runs our air conditioner and also a dehumidifier. And then below here, this controls our tankless water heater, which I think is a really cool feature. And if Caitlin, if you could back up and show them the electric panel. So as you enter the RV, this is kind of where all your gauges and stuff are. This is where our pump, water pump switches, our exterior lights, our awning switch, and then your battery, fresh tank, black tank, and gray tank monitoring levels. And then you've got a indoor-outdoor stereo that controls both the indoor-outdoor speakers, which has Bluetooth and all that fancy stuff, USB ports. Above the stove, you got a nice, you know, vent that goes straight out the side of the RV, so you can kind of suck out any of those gases. Moving over to the refrigerator, it's just a new style fridge. Do we like the old RV style fridge where you can switch on propane and electric? Absolutely. But the cool thing about this refrigerator is that when you're moving down the road, it never turns off. It even has a nice security latch so it doesn't fly open and you lose all your stuff. And it's a full-size RV fridge, so this thing can actually store quite a bit of stuff. And the freezer itself is, in my opinion, like ginormous. My apartment fridge in college was not even that big. It was like this big. Moving into the bunk area, this is where Chase sleeps. He's chosen the top bunk. The bottom bunk most likely will be using as storage, and then underneath the actual bunk is our fresh water tank, and also our fuse box, which is all the way down here. It's one of those features. It's got all the 30, 15 amp breakers, and then the fuses, and it's got a nice fan to keep that thing nice and cool. This is probably also going to be where we're going to be storing our solar generator. Moving into the bathroom. This is one of those features that we thought was totally necessary. We've got a step-in shower. We've got a brand new nice toilet that uses very little water. We've got some overhead fans, some skylight, and also just your standard RV sink. As you can see, our very first journey down the road, well, the mirror fell down and I've got to fix that. It's just something that happens when these RVs sit in a lot for a couple months without being used. Things go bad, so it's just forcers and me taping it back up there and re-gluing it. Yeah. Oh, another thing that I forgot was there's also storage underneath both of the dinette sets, which is something really key, being able to store things that we're not going to use all the time. And it's one of those features that in our previous RV was super handy to be able to store, like, you know, Caitlin's wine, my running gear, stuff that you don't need every single day. So that concludes our RV tour. Welcome to our brand new home. In the coming weeks, we're gonna have all kinds of unique videos and all kinds of unique adventures, which I'm super excited about, to test out this new RV and really run it through its paces. We're gonna be the first family to live in it full time and travel around the United States. And we're gonna be able to give you a much detailed review here in the coming weeks as we use things and really discover what we like and what we don't like about the RV and what of some of the modifications that we are gonna make. Today we're gonna be filling this RV up with all our crap and hopefully hit the road in the next couple days. So stick around, subscribe, and if you really love this video, please leave a comment below of what you liked most about it and what feature are we missing. Because as we move into this new RV, I feel like we're gonna be missing a couple features like a couch and a dishwasher and those fun things, but is it ready to be taken on an adventure? We'll see you next time. Cheers.